It's time for our weekly read it or backseat it. Let's talk about everything that I read over last week. I ended up reading 4 books, 3 off my physical TBR, and 1 audiobook. The audiobook that I read was Curvio Summer by Daniel Allen. This is a contemporary romance, and I thoroughly enjoyed it. The funny story with this book is I actually originally DNF'd it when it first came out because there's some major fatphobia in this book, not from the character herself, from her uncle and other characters that we meet along the way. I was not mentally prepared for that. Fatphobia is my only trigger. I wasn't ready. So now I was more mentally prepared. I ended up really enjoying it. I've already read the second book. I gave that book 5 stars. And I have the third book as an arc, and I am ready to get to it here when April approaches. So definitely a read it. One of my buddy reads that we have been reading over several weeks is Cast. This is a read for me by Isabel Wilkerson. This is a nonfiction. It is an absolute read it. This is fantastic. It is brutal. It is going to make you angry, and I will read everything by Isabel Wilkerson. It was just as good the second time. I read Mob Queen, which is a recommendation from my friend Kim for 2026. This is set in the 1930s, and we are following our main FMC, and she's essentially trying to figure out where her best friend went. She does not know where she went, so we're on this mystery. I will say my biggest issue with this book was the pacing. I just feel like the pacing was off the entire time, and it kept throwing me every single time. But I will say that I really enjoyed the atmosphere, and it definitely was giving 1930s vibes, so I am happy that I read it. And then lastly, and my main priority last week, was Priory of the Orange Tree. This was a buddy read with Marcia and Reba, and we had the best time. We had the absolute best time. This had me from chapter 1 to the very end. We have multiple POVs. They all make sense. It all goes together. It's cohesive. The pacing is fantastic. Once I have finished all 3 of the books, I will come back with a full review. But for an epic fantasy, this was fantastic, and I highly recommend it.